Assalamu alaikum, everyone. Welcome to my IELTS preparation course. I'm happy to see you all. And let's start our first lesson. And today's focus would be overview to IELTS, and then we will look at IELTS listening skill. Okay, let's start. So what is IELTS? Actually, you know that this is an international English language testing system. And here we have two test types. This is academic and a general training. As long as I'm not mistaken, you are taking academic one because you want to study abroad, for undergraduate or postgraduate programs. And here, our course is focused on the academic one. And let's look at the test structure. Actually, we have 4 skills as in any language, and this test 4 skills. The first one is listening, and then reading, writing, and speaking. Listening and reading. So let's look at them. Listening is only 30 minutes long, and you will hear the audio only once. So as long as you are listening, you need to already choose the answer. And here we have 4 sections. That means 4 audios. And between them, you will have kind of the 30-minute pause to read the next questions, but you don't have that kind of the extra time for transferring your answers. I'm talking about the computer-based. And here we have 40 questions. And each question gives you only 1 point. It doesn't matter you are talking, you are taking, you are doing the easy question or hard question. It doesn't matter. You will get only 1 point for every question. The same with the reading one, but here you have 1 hour and 3 sections. 3 sections means 3 passages, and you'll have 40 questions. And they are also, it doesn't matter if it's the easy one, hard one, you'll get only 1 point. And here we have writing and speaking sessions. Writing is 60 minutes long, and speaking is only 40 minutes. And now let's start with the listening one. You know that we have 2 types of the test, computer-based and paper-based. And I am preparing you for the computer-based because this is the super user-friendly one. I like it, and I have taken twice in my life IELTS, and both of them were computer-based. And I do recommend you to take this because our course is online, and every task form requires you to practice computer-based. That is why I guess you will also take that. And the results of the computer-based are ready within 3 days. And this is so, comfortable for you. And here, let's start with the listening one. In listening, in computer-based, you'll have only 30 minutes. You don't have extra time for transferring your answers. That is why I'm crossing that out. But if it's the paper-based, you'll get 10 minutes. And let's look at the sections. Here Here we said that we have 4 sections. The first one, you will hear a conversation on real life topics. Someone will signing into kind of the courses or getting any information about something. Yeah. And you'll hear the dialect. Second recording, you'll hear also real life, but the level of complexity will get higher. So with every section, the tasks will get tougher and tougher. In the section 3, you'll have a conversation also on an academic topic. And the last one also would be on an academic topic. You will hear a monologue. That means kind of the presentation or the lecture. Okay, let's look at the task types. Actually, we have so many task types, but in general, I do like to group them and make it easy for you. Let's look at the task type. The first one is note, summary, table, flow, chart, completion. That means completion. It means you need to write down a word within the word limit given. Let's make it as a first type. The second is multiple choice. You need to choose from A to C or E. So that means ABC. Multiple choice. Second, short answer questions. Here you need to answer the question in a word limit given. So it means writing down the word. I will also group it as a first type. And sentence completion also, you need to write down a word. You see, that is why this is the first group of the task type. And here, labeling a diagram, plan, or map, I would say this is the third type. This is different. Yes, you choose the option from a given list or from the box of possible answers. Here, classification, you need to choose A, B, C. So this is kind of the matching. Here also the matching. And let's group it as a 4 task type. You see, only 4 task types. It's not that difficult. And I hope, inshallah, we will finish all these task types within 3 lessons. Only 3 lessons, you see. And each question is worth 1 mark. I am again reminding you. And I would like to ask here this question. Sometimes students ask me, how can I get 40 out of 40? Or what should I do? Yeah, you can also stop this video and think about that. How we can get 40 out of 40? What do we need? And my answer is that the 100% of the information we can divide into 2. Like this, 30% of this result depends on the level of English. If you have advanced, it would be easier, of course. If you have B2, kind of that you are finishing B2 level up intermediate, it is possible. It is doable thing because only 30% depends on the strategies. You see, this is doable thing, actually 40 out of 40. In my real exam, I got 8.5. This is 38 correct answers. You see, this is doable if you have advanced level. Okay, and also my students ask me in my real lessons, like life lessons, how I can improve my listening skills. And I do recommend you this list of the podcasts. You can take the screenshot and start listening to them. But bear in mind, please, don't just listen. You need to work on these words. You need to work with this audio after listening. You can search for the scripts and then learn some phrases. Yes, write down them. In this way, you can level up, polish up your listening skills, and at the same time, boost your vocabulary. Okay, I think we are done with the theory and let's practice. Okay, let's start. Let's start with section 1. Here we have the first task is using the correct spelling. We will work on our spelling because here the conversation is on about filling out the information about the person. Someone is signing to somewhere. Yes. And here the first task type is sentence completion. So what we need to do, what we need to remember here, test tip, always check your spelling. We need to work on our spelling. And at the same time, this is so super easy one because even the students with pre-intermediate level can get 10 out of 10. Do you remember I said like every section has 10 questions. You see, you can get 10 out of 10 here, and you need to work on our spelling. Oh my God. If you make a spelling mistake in the IELTS listening paper, your answer will be marked wrong. Even though you heard that, but you have only one mistake, you didn't write the correct letter, you'll get minus. You see, this is not going to be correct one. And here, what we need to do, our strategies are written here. The first task is sentence completion. You need to read the instruction and the words. How many words you can write down. And you can also highlight this one. And here, IELTS is so smart as they have written it with capital letters, everything. You see, no more than one word and a number. And you need to differentiate what does N-O mean. Okay, let's practice this. So, books, green books, 2 books, and this number. What I can write, what I can't write. Please tell me. For example, books, this is one word only. Yes, I can write it if I hear it as an answer. What about the green books? This is already 2 words. That's why I can't write it because it's written no more than. So I can't write this one. 2 books. Is it okay? Yes, because here you see, and means plus. So I can write one word and a number. This is okay. And here I can just write down just a number also. You see, you need to understand what you can write down, what you can't write down. And while writing down the answer, please do remember about this rule, okay? After that, the second step is that you need to underline the keywords and understand them. what you are asked. For example, you can make predictions. So what are they asking me to write down? A noun, a verb, a numeral, or what, like this, okay? And here, I want you to look at the questions and highlight them. Actually, this is not IELTS exercise. I just have taken one exercise in order to check your spelling and the numbers. Here, the name. So that means here they are asking you to write down a surname, and probably it's going to be spelled. Yes? So when you are ready that you are going to spell something out, that means you are more focused and you are ready. In this way, you can, I hope, inshallah, you will write down more correct answers. That is why you will have that pause time before starting the audio. Please use this time wisely, okay? Highlight it. Address. Number is written already, you see? That is why don't write down a number if you hear. It's already written. That means you need to write down the name of the road. Maybe it's going to be spelled, you see? And the third one is website address, and everything is written here, but we need to write down what is in the middle. And do you remember the rule? When we see, the name of the website, it's all with the small letters. Don't write down a capital letter here, okay? And maybe it's going to be also spelled out. And the first one, meet at the hotel. That means the name of the hotel. This is also easy. And the fifth is number. You'll hear the number. Maybe sometimes a word, because registration numbers sometimes with the words or letters. Yeah? And here I want to give you one tip. Test it. Listen carefully, as there are several ways of helping people to spell a word without simply spelling it. If you need to write something that is not a name, for example, a registration number of a car, you may hear a combination of numbers and letters. But here, sometimes they will say like, is this like a color? They will say yes, but in the end, you have this letter, okay? I'm just warning you. There are a lot of ways of spelling it out. Okay, if you're ready, now I'm putting down the audio. And prepare your papers and pencils. So let's start.
Recording 4. 1.
And can I have your name, please?
Yes, it's Andrew Brown.
Is that spelt the same as the colour?
Yes, but with an E at the end.
2.
And what's your address, in case we need to post any information out to you?
Oh, okay. I live at 63 Beaton Road. That's B-E-E-T-O-N.
Sorry, was that last letter N or M?
N for November.
3.
Do you have a website I can go to?
Yes. Just go to www.kickers.com.
Is that Kickers?
That's right. All one word and all lowercase.
4.
Where shall we meet then? Somewhere in the city?
That's a good idea. What about at that hotel on the corner of Queen Street and Mary Street? What's it called?
Oh, it's the Rose Hotel, like the flower.
Yes, that's the one. I'll see you there at 7.
5.
Right. And can I get your car registration number?
Uh-huh.
Have you got a normal one, or is it one of those specially made ones that's a word or a name?
No, I haven't got the money for a personalised plate. It's just 3 letters and 3 numbers. It's HLP 528.
Okay, we are done. Okay, we are done with our exercise. I hope you heard everything. As you mentioned, they have told like first, second, third. In real IELTS, you will not hear like this, okay? They will not tell you like I am telling you the second question's answer and so on. This is just the exercise to check your spelling and numbers. So now I am showing you the answers. You can check. I will give you 3 minutes. Oh my God. 60. Okay, I hope everything is right here, and I will show you the scripts. Here are the scripts. As you mentioned, can I have your name, please? This wasn't spelled. You see, brown as a color, but E at the end. Sometimes it happens. And second, you see, beaten road, how it was spelled. N for November. Sometimes they can help you like this. And here in the third one, kickers. That's right. All one word and all lowercase. You see? And the first one, where we shall meet then, like, and they have told you it's like a flower. Yeah, like a flower. Yes, that's one. I will see you there at 7. These are the scripts. Okay, let's go to the next task. Let's check your numbers here. You need to read the questions and words. Yeah, make predictions like, am I asked for a noun, for a verb, numeral, and or what? And be ready for distractors. And I would like to ask you, have you ever heard this word? What is it? If it's not, let me explain. Distractor means отвлекающий фактор in English. Что-то может вас отвлечь от правильного ответа. Например, how distractors work. So one of the options might be correct. So you'll hear a sentence that might be correct. You'll hear a number on a name that might be correct. But here also at the same time, you'll hear something opposite. Yes, you are still hearing the number, but this is not what was asked. And the third time, it might be something not relatable to the question, but they will mention it in order to confuse you. Okay, here, let's firstly do this exercise in order to just check your numbers, okay? And then I will show you the answers. Exercise number 5.
A,
Third.
B,
$10.50.
C,
Sixth.
D,
70.
E,
19.
F,
15.
G,
62.
H,
£110.
I,
31st.
J,
27th.
Recording 6.
Okay.
Wow.
Okay, we finished. So now let me show you the answers. These are the answers. Please check yourself. If you have any problems with the numbers, I do recommend you to go for YouTube. You can find here the exercise. And this exercise actually included in your also the homework. But if you didn't solve this problem with the numbers, you can go and search for extra tasks like this. You search it like numbers in IELTS practice or IELTS numbers exercise, listening exercise like this, okay? This is easy. Like you can solve this problem within, I don't know, 1 or 2 days and get higher score, okay? And then exercise next. Number 6, here we need to read the questions and underline them, okay? Here, let's underline together. How much does a woman pay for her room? Here you underline only the words that contain the main meaning, that have the key information. For example, the woman, not the man, not the kid, even a woman. And the pay, you can also choose in the room. Here, look at the currency. You don't write the currency. Yeah, that means you need to just write down a word. So we are doing what? Prediction. We need to write down a numeral. Here, new students and dollar maybe. You see, that is also the number, and the new students might be paraphrased. Be ready for paraphrasings because in IELTS they will not always use the same words, and sometimes students get lost because they are waiting for exact these words and they didn't hear it, and they will lose the track. Where are they now? And that is why let's be ready for that, that this word going to be paraphrased. Oh, how? And how? The first option is freshman. Do you know this word? New students are freshmen. And the second one might be newcomers. I'm sorry for my handwriting. Newcomers. Yeah? Or new students, new people. You will hear from the context. Just be ready. And the third one is garage width and height. That means also you need to write down a word or write down a number. Here, if you hear the number, if it's only this one is correct, this one is incorrect, still you will get incorrect answer. So that is why you need to hear both of the numbers correctly. And I would say you will hear several numbers and they will confuse you. Be ready for distractors. Like maybe you will hear the width and the height of another same, but look at your keywords. You need the garage, width and height. Yes. Number 4, keywords, women, pay, bus tickets. And this is ABC questions. And be ready that all of these numbers would be mentioned. Yeah, would be mentioned, but do you remember how distractors work? One of them would be correct, one of them would be opposite one of them would be not relatable. Yeah, and the last one is party date. You need to write down the numbers also, maybe the months. Yeah, let's listen now.
I hope you've enjoyed your stay with us.
Yes, it was lovely. But I had to pay £95, which seems a bit expensive. Last time I stayed here, I only paid £80.
Yes, I'm sorry, madam. We had to increase our prices considerably this year. But that is actually a discounted price, as you're a regular guest. It would normally be £105.
Oh.
2.
Now, on Thursday, there will be a special class, which will be given by a wonderful local artist. As this isn't included in your fees, you will need to pay for this on the day. We've kept the costs low. It's only $10 for our regular students here. If you want to bring along anyone else who hasn't studied with us before, the cost for them is $15. We charge them an extra $5 for the use of equipment, which old students have already paid for.
3.
Can you tell me how big the garage is? I just want to make sure our cars will fit.
Let me have a look. How big are your cars?
Mine's about 1.5 meters wide, and my wife's is almost the same.
I don't think it's wide enough, I'm afraid. It says here that it's 3.5 meters across, and you need at least a meter between the cars to be able to open the doors.
You're right. What about the height? Mine's a van I use for work, and I carry a lot of equipment on top.
Let me see. It's 2.5 meters. Would that be tall enough?
Not for my big ladders, no. I'd like 3 meters at least.
4.
I'm thinking of taking my children to the Gold Coast in the holidays. Can you tell me how much it would cost on the bus? I don't want to drive all that way.
Right. You'd qualify for a family ticket, which is the cheapest way to do it. It'll be $55 altogether. Normally, a child's fare is $25 and an adult is $45.
Oh, that's a good deal.
5.
I'm trying to organise a party, And I wondered if your hotel had a room we could use.
We do have several function rooms. What date did you have in mind for the party? I'll just warn you, we're already fully booked for most of June. The first available date I have is the 14th of July.
Oh, that's not a problem. It's for my dad's birthday, which isn't until the 1st of August.
That's a Tuesday.
Yes. So I'd like to hold it at the end of July, on the Saturday before.
So that's the 29th?
Yes, that's right.
Recording 7.
You can check your answers here. The first, second, third, fourth, and fifth. I can show you like this. And you see, here we have other numbers. We had it and why they are incorrect. For example, 80 was, this is the amount of she paid the last time. Here, a lot of students make mistakes because they hear the numbers, they hear the words, but they don't pay attention to the tenses. And this is the big distractor here. And you need to also sometimes highlight tense also does, means now. Now, how much she needs to pay. We don't care what did she pay the last time. We don't care about past. We don't care about the future. Okay? And here, this was what she paid last time. And 105, this is the full price. But she got a discount. Yeah? You heard that. And the second one, $10. This is what regular students pay. This is why other options are incorrect. And the 5 is this is the extra fee charge for the equipment. So this is regular one, and the $5 was already paid by other students, but they are new students. That is why they need to pay extra. That is why the answer is 15. You see? And the third one, the answer is 3.5 or 3.5. You can write down like this, this, and this. All of them are incorrect. All of them are correct. And height, 2.5. You can write down like this, or this one. All of them are correct. So let's look at the fourth one. This was the child's fare. Yes, $25, and $45 was the adult's fare. But this is not what we need, because we need how much women pay for her bus tickets right now on this in the present. Yeah, and the party date. You see, we have heard 3 dates, and the first one is 14th of July. This was the first available date, and the second was her father's birthday, but we need a party date, the final decision, what they have decided. And this is the 29th of July, and we have 4 possible ways of writing down, you see, and all of them are correct. So now we have finished with this exercise. Now we can go and do the multiple choice questions. One of the hardest task types, because most of the students make mistakes, a lot of mistakes here. And what are our strategies? Multiple choice. You need to read the questions carefully, super carefully, and underline the keywords. And be ready for the distractors, I have told you. And there are some words like this, but normally, however, and why they are distracting, because what was said till this word, this is not going to be true or the answer, because after but they change their mind. That means now they're going to make you And the next one is be ready for distractors. What kind of words? But normally, however, because what was said before till this word, and they are not going to be the answer. After but, they're going to change their mind. Они меняют свое мнение. Получается, вам нужно listen carefully, because maybe the next sentence would be the answer. And what about the normally? Sometimes in the question, they will ask you what are their plans and what are they going to do next. Yes, about the future. And they will talk about the normally. What do they do like usually? But you don't care. You don't need it because look at the question. You will need about the future. You see, this is going to be also the distractor. Yes, I know that you have heard every single word that was in the sentence, that was in the questions, but this is not the answer. Yes, this is the distractor. And here, the next one, be ready for language functions. What kind of language functions? This is agreeing, rejecting. So one of the person would agree, some of them would reject the idea and be ready, listen for the context. Прям не слушайте выборочно, да, ключевые слова только. Слушайте весь разговор. The whole audio, the whole context. Maybe they will correct each other. This is not like 14th of July. This is going to be 29th of July. Yeah? So be ready for language functions. And the next one is method of elimination. In Russian, it's called like метод вычеркивания. For example, you see A, B, C. For example, you heard that water for sure not the answer. So in your papers, you'll be given a sheet of paper, even in a computer-based, even in the paper-based. Use that. Вам дается черновик. И здесь вы можете написать like first A, B, C. Yeah? And you have heard this is not A for sure. You cross that out. Это называется elimination. Method of elimination. You have heard this is not C for sure. You also cross that out. Even though now, if you didn't hear the B one, but you are sure this is not C, this is not A. That is why it's going to be B. In this way, you will improve the chances of answering correctly. So, I have explained to you everything, and let me explain you about the paraphrasing, how paraphrasing works in IELTS. They will give you the synonyms. They might also give you the explanation, definition, description, and example. This is not only about the synonyms. And I will explain now. For example, in the question, it is written like phone, but in the audio, you'll hear a device for calling. Yeah, or they will describe you this thing and they will give you the definition. Yeah, this is not only the synonym one. Or they might give you the example. For example, here, the first question, let's highlight it. Majority students drink. Majority, if they give you the synonym, might be many, yeah, many, a lot of, most of the students, and so on. This is the first possible way. And second way might be the example. They will tell you exactly how many. For example, 90% of the students or 90% of people like this. And they still mean that this is the majority. Or they will give you the number like this, 100 students, 1,000 students. I don't know. Yes, this is how paraphrasing works in IELTS. And here, how distractors work. One of the options might be correct. One of them might be the opposite. One of them maybe will not mention it all. Maybe not relatable to the question. You see? And here, if the options are super short, like water, coffee, tea, you don't have to highlight them. If the options are long, you need to highlight what differs from each other. То, что супер отличает друг от друга. Now, let's focus only the first question and the third question. We have chosen the keywords here. The survey found out that if we cross it out, we still get the meaning. That is why this is not the keyword. So you don't have to pay your attention on that. Try to choose as few words as you can. Прям минимальное количество выбирайте. But не забывайте, иногда некоторые слова super important. In the third question, wild elephants, Africa, and at least. These are the keywords. If you cross out estimated to be the number of, you still get the meaning of the sentence. You see, the number of, we don't have to choose because the options are all numbers. Wild elephants, we don't have any synonym for that word. Maybe you will hear this exact word, Africa also. And at least might be paraphrased as minimum or the lowest number of. Okay? Here, what else? Maybe you'll hear another country, but you don't need that. You will need only the Africa. Now I'm putting the audio. Be ready.
One.
We had a good response to our survey, and we found that while 80% of our students drink coffee, only 15% drink tea, with the rest preferring water.
2.
Over 800,000 people in the U.S.
Вот это вырежешь. So the answer is B. Let's look at the scripts, how it was said. You see, 80%. Majority was paraphrased as 80% of students drink coffee, 15 drink tea. That means this is the super opposite one. That is why this is not the answer, C. And rest preferring water means rest остальное. This is 5%. This is the also opposite one. This is incorrect. You see? And now let's listen for the third.
Are estimated.
3.
It's estimated that India is home to between 38,000 and 53,000 wild elephants, while Africa has between 470,000 and 690,000. Exact figures are difficult to determine.
4.
Okay, the answer is B also. And let me explain you why, or I can show you the scripts. You see, there was another country. This is India. You see, this is not relatable to the question at all. This is how the structure works here. Yeah, and this is for sure not A. And we had B and C. We heard the wild elephants. We heard the Africa, but at least we didn't hear it. We decided ourselves, you see. Wild elephants, while Africa has between this and this. And we decided ourselves what was the minimum. And this is B. And the C one, this is the super opposite one. This is the maximum number. That is why this is not answer also. Yes, this is incorrect one. And now we are done with the multiple choice. Please share your thoughts. Did you like my strategy explanation? Yeah, I will be happy to hear your feedback. And now, if you're not tired, I can explain you once more. Also, multiple choice. The last exercise, okay? Let's work on the first and second question. Here, we do the same things. We choose the keywords like they, do. We need a present tense, yeah. And first. Here, organize maybe also. And let's look at the options. And they're going to be also paraphrased. And how it might be paraphrased. Let's listen to the options. First, a place to stay means hotel. You see, they have given you the definition. Yeah, you can just write down this word. Maybe you will hear this word, hotel. Airfares means air tickets. Yeah, you will hear this word. Maybe flight, maybe, I don't know. You'll hear from the context and be ready that I will ask you. Write down that. And I will ask you how it was paraphrased or what kind of synonyms were given in the audio. And be ready to that I will ask you the reasons why other options are incorrect. And the last one is car hire. It might be paraphrased as renting a car. Yeah. And the second question, will is important. Change is important because we need about the future. We don't care what was in the past or now. We need about the future. They in the garden. Change in the garden. Yeah. The first one is improve the shade. Here, this is the tricky one. Maybe you will hear the synonym as shadowing. Maybe. Let's think further. How people can improve the shade. Как люди могут это улучшить? Это обычно постройка чего-то. Build something, build a building, or whatever to make a shadowing. Or you will hear like planting trees planting something in order to improve the shade. Here, B, remove the plants. Remove might be paraphrased as cut out, pull down, and so on. And the third one, add is important here, and the water feature was also chosen as a keyword. Here, some students give me this kind of the options, like it might be paraphrased as river, ocean, and so on, but we can add it. This is already here. That is why not every single synonym of the water is suitable here. We need to look for the context. Получается, это не подходит. Water feature that can be added might be fountains, might be the pond that people can add, yes, or watering system and so on. Okay, you will hear it from the context. Now I am going to put the audio. Be ready and write down the options. Don't forget to use the method of elimination, like for sure not B and C and so on. Be ready for paraphrasings.
Recording 14. 1.
We really need to organise our trip, you know.
I know. I was thinking the same. We need to arrange accommodation and flights.
And we'll need transport while we're there. We could hire a car.
My dad said we could borrow his.
Well, that's one less thing to worry about.
I'm a bit worried that hotels will all get booked up.
Okay, let's sort that out straight away.
Yes. Then I can contact the travel agent and book our flights in the morning.
Great.
2.
I just wanted to tell you about some of the recent changes we've made to the garden at the back of the complex, which we all have access to. As you know, there are some attractive and well-established plants in there, and we didn't want to take any of these out. But many of these are struggling in the harsh sun, which falls directly on that area. To solve this, we're going to plant trees along the western edge of the garden, just near the pond. This should also become a very pleasant place to sit and watch the ducks in the water.
Yes, we are done. And now I'm going to show you the answers. In the first question, A is correct. And how it was paraphrased? It was paraphrased as hotel and accommodation. You see, and you can write down this kind of the words into your copybook. Like this word can be paraphrased like this. Actually, I have a ready-made table. This is called golden analysis. Please fill that, okay? Second one is B. It was paraphrased as flights, and this is not the answer because they will do it in the morning. So that means this is the second step. The first thing they will need to do, this is booking the hotel. And third one, this was paraphrased as transport, and they said they will take it from their father. They will borrow it. That is why this is incorrect. Second question, the answer is A. Also, good job. And it was paraphrased as plant trees. And there were a word like they're struggling from the harsh sun. Они страдают из-за солнца, да? And this is the option. And why it's not B? Because they don't want to do this. Прямо они сказали, мы не хотим, we don't want to take that out. And C, this was paraphrased as pond, pruд. And this was already there, and they said you can enjoy, да, вы можете насладиться. This is not about adding. That is why this is not C, B. Okay? Now, congratulations, we have finished the first lesson. If you have any questions, feel free to contact me. Yes, I will be happy to answer all of your questions. What kind of homework you will have, how to do, what to do, I will explain in the next video. Have a nice day.